Good morning everyone, I hope you're all feeling good. We're going to do our circuit today with a mixture of unilateral, which is one-sided, and bilateral, meaning both-sided exercises. I've borrowed a warm-up from one of my old videos because it was raining a lot this week and I didn't want to be out in the garden too much. So you may have seen this one before, but we are going to start with our spotted dogs. So just switching the feet back and forth and raising the arms up just to get the heart rate up. If you're avoiding impact exercises, possibly because of your neighbours or because of injuries, then just rapidly switch between 2 squats and 2 sit-ups repeatedly for the next 45 seconds. Okay, so around about now, just bring yourself down to the floor on your knees and one hand. Bring one hand to your temple and then rotate yourself so that your elbow touches the opposite arm and then reaches up to the ceiling. Do 3 and then swap sides. So now lower down onto your elbows and toes into your plank position, and we're still going to be rotating one side up to the ceiling, but just let your hips turn and let your feet pivot as well for this one. And now rolling over onto your back, and from that position we're going to bridge the hips up, squeeze the glutes, walk your feet out as far as you can, keeping your hips off the floor, and then step back in. You may need to reset your hips each time if they drop too much, but just walking out and walking back in just to warm up the glutes and the hamstrings. So now return yourself to standing. We're going to go for some side lunges. So taking a big step out to the side. When that foot gets out, you're going to squat over it. So one leg is bent and one leg is straight. You should feel that stretch in the groin. And now for the last part of the warm-up, we're going to prepare our hamstrings and our glutes and our lower back just by folding over at the hips, reaching for one foot, and then changing leg. You can see I've got one foot in front of the other, just so I prioritize that side as I reach for the toes. I'm not rounding my back into it too much, I'm not reaching with my shoulders, I'm just trying to fold at the hips. Okay guys, so we've got about 20 seconds until we start. And as mentioned, we'll be doing some one-sided exercises for 30 seconds with no break between sides, and some both-sided exercises for 40 seconds with 10 seconds between them. Our first one is going to be our shoulder press, so we're going to do one arm shoulder press for 30 seconds and swap over to the other arm straight away afterwards. Get ready to go. Of course, I'm demonstrating with a kettlebell, but you could do this with a dumbbell or with a heavy bag or anything like that. Notice how I bring the weight into the middle of my body and then out and up to the side. This just helps you get a bit more of a balanced effort from all of the shoulder muscles. And get ready to change arms, maybe one more rep. And straight into it on the other arm. Okay, so 10 seconds break now, and then we'll be going for our split squats, which is like a lunge but without stepping forwards and backwards each time. So get yourself into position and off we go. You'll need a long enough stride that your back leg has to come up on tiptoes, and that's going to give space for your knee to drop down the middle. And with your front leg, you're aiming to keep your knee over your toe. And get ready to change leg. Keep the pressure through the heel of your front leg and keep your chest up. This next one is a bit like our bicycle crunches, but I'd like you to hold your upper body still and hold your weight to your chest. It takes a while to get the balance right. You don't need to lean back too far, and just hold that position and pedal with the legs. Okay, so we're moving on to some of our two-sided movements now. We'll start with our goblet squats. Keep your weight close to your chest, keep your chest up, and get as many squats as you can in 40 seconds. Good job guys, now we have our bent over row. I'm holding the kettlebell two-handed, but you can do a weight in each arm, or you can do a bag or anything else. But you're just folding at the hips, rowing the weight into your waistline and squeezing your shoulder blades back. And last exercise now is mountain climbers in that press up position, running with the feet. bringing your knees up the middle of your body, not raising your hips too high. Let's really get that sweat on now, guys. Well done, guys, that's the first round done out of 4. Have your rest, but be ready to start again with your shoulder press. I've noticed that for some reason in making this video, the previews of all of the exercises haven't come out. So if you're in any doubt, it is shoulder press, then split squats, then our abs exercise on the floor, then it's squats, bent over rows, and mountain climbers. Some of the previews won't be there. Try and remember that order just so you're ready for each exercise. And change arm. So this one is our split squats, like our lunges, but without stepping forwards and backwards each time. 30 seconds each leg. And change leg, guys. And on to our abs exercise. Remember, don't sit too far back. Hold your chest upright and pedal with the legs. Halfway through now, guys, and next is our squats. And this one is our bent over row, so folding over at the waist, pulling the weight into your hips. Squeeze those shoulder blades back.
Trying to step back and see the view from above, 'cause I know that nothing lasts forever. And I try to crack this iceberg open till it shatters through the ocean. I wanna make shockwaves. I wanna make shockwaves with you. Gotta move the ocean current till the waves flood what's been burning. I wanna make shockwaves.
And lastly, it's our mountain climbers. Go as fast as you can.
Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you. Shockwaves with you.
Good job guys, rest there. Apologies again about the lack of previews on some exercises. I'm going to put the list of exercises up on the screen, so that will give you a bit more of an idea which exercise you're on. Make sure you have a good rest now, and we're going to get ready to start round number 3, back to our shoulder press in 10 seconds. I'm also going to stop talking now so you can turn the music up a little bit and get in the mood for these last 2 rounds. See you for the cool down.
wanted to. Together we'll be alright. When we're together, I'll hold you tight. When we're together, we'll be alright. When we're together, we'll be okay. Be okay. Be okay. Fall back to me. When we're together, we'll be alright. When we're together, I'll hold you tight. When we're together, we'll be alright.
Well done guys, good work for getting through those 4 rounds of the circuit. Take a little bit of time now to get some drink and get your breathing under control. We've got about 20 seconds and then we'll be starting with the stretches. Again, these are stretches I've borrowed from an old video because it was raining this week and I didn't fancy stretching in the mud. Okay, so for the first 10 seconds you need your arms out straight. You're going to keep your chest upright and you're going to hold that pigeon stretch. Taking some nice deep breaths. And then for the second 10 seconds you're going to lower down, as low as you can, just relax into that stretch. And then it's time to change sides, back to the straight arm version. And then lowering down onto the arms. For the next stretch, we're just going to roll up the mat or whatever you're using to stretch on, just for a bit of cushioning for the knee, and we're going to go upright into our hip flexor stretch, pushing from the glutes and the hips, not leaning forward from the lower back. For the second 10 seconds, we try to grab the foot and increase that stretch on the quads. Can be quite tricky on the balance, so if you've got anything to hold on to, then feel free to use that. And change side, we go back into that kneeling hip flexor stretch. And then taking the leg. You'll see what I mean about the balance being an issue on this one. And relax, we're going to go into a calf stretch now. First of all, a very typical straight leg calf stretch. Just use a wall to support your weight so you can push your heel down. Should get that stretch down the back leg. For the second 10 seconds, we're going to bend the knee. We're going to stay in the same position, just bend the knee over the toes. Should feel that stretch move a bit lower down on the ankle. And change side, back into the straight leg version. And then we're going to bend the knee into that second stretch. And we're done guys, so excellent work. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you later this week for more classes. Have a great week.